Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. It's Christina. So in this video, I just want to talk about some personal growth discoveries that I've really been starting to realize over the last couple years, and I just wanted to kind of share them with you guys. So let's just get into the video. So the first one is learning from others accelerates growth. And guys, I cannot speak to how true this is. One of the things that I think has really propelled me to where I am right now, and I'm not saying I'm where I want to be or all that kind of stuff. Like, I definitely still have a lot to work towards, but everything that I have accomplished so far is because I literally understood how little I knew, and I sought out to find people who knew about something, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like that was all over the place. Basically, I literally just seek out people who know more than me. I seek out people who have the expertise that I want to have. And doing this is just so important because there's just so much I know I don't know. And for me, it's so important for me to know that I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. And I think one of the biggest things that's gonna help me in the future, and it's helping me now, is just being aware of the fact that I know I don't have all the answers, and literally going out to find people who I can get those answers from, and also to people who already are doing the things that I want to do and who are where I want to be. And this is just so helpful and so important because I've found that oftentimes people want to help you. People want to share their experiences and advice with you. So just finding mentors and just finding people who have more knowledge than you is just the most invaluable thing, in my opinion. And the next one hits so close to home. It is self-doubt is the enemy of progress. And guys, I can't even attest, and these are just, let me start off by saying this. These are all my opinions, but all of these things that I'm saying, I personally have experienced and I have found true myself. So take it with a grain of salt if you want to, but I have found this so true. Like, I think the biggest thing that has ever held me back in any situation has been myself. And that's just such a hard pill to swallow because it's like, we can be our biggest enemies, Like, it just is crazy how much what we tell ourselves and how we feel about ourselves can impact how much we accomplish. So I've been really making sure, or I've been really making an intentional effort just to be more aware of the self-limiting mindsets that I have, because we are unlimited. Like, we are limitless people. There is nothing that is able to hold us back but ourselves. And I think the moment that you realize it, it really just changes the way that you choose to speak to yourself. I think that people can see your potential more than you can see your own potential sometimes, and that's such a shame. Like, we only see ourselves from the inside, but people can see us from the outside. And I think when you're being perceived, you just have, a lot of people just have this aura, this energy about them that is just so magnetic, and that is so powerful, and we don't see that within ourselves. So I think we always have to be aware of how we see ourselves and show up for ourselves, because we hold the key to everything that we want in this life. And the next one is, this is one that I have felt dearly as well. Fear is temporary, but regret is forever. And I say this to myself every time I'm scared to do something. Every time I'm scared to start something, every time I'm scared to take that leap, I always have to think about this because it is so true. 9 times out of 10, unless it's just something terrible, it's something bad, you'll never regret the things that you tried to do, even if it failed. But there is a high chance that you would regret the steps that you did not take to make whatever you want happen. So I think about this all the time, and I even think back to in my own life about times where if I just did something so long ago, I would have been in a way better situation now. So I always think about wow, even if I'm scared to do something now, or if something's uncomfortable now, I'd rather feel that fear and feel that discomfort and still put myself out there and just try it, rather than not doing it and then having that feeling of regret. Because regret for me, I'm not gonna speak for everybody else, but regret for me is just such a painful feeling. That feeling of if only I just did that. If only I just did it while I was in that moment. Well, guess what? We're in the moment right now. We can do it right now. That's just how I started to think about it. So this one is something that I'm still working on, and I'm still working on all these. But anyway, it is following through with what you tell yourself you're going to do. And I personally struggle with this one because sometimes I would say to myself, I'm gonna have these boundaries for myself. I'm not gonna let anyone treat me like this. And then I let somebody treat me in the way that I said I wouldn't accept, and I accept that treatment. And that's creating distrust within myself. That's training my mind that I can't even trust the words that I say to myself. And I'm still in a place where I'm trying to unlearn this and trying to, like, whatever I say I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna stick to it. Because what I realize is sometimes now, like, I'll say I'm definitely not doing this, and in the back of my mind I'm like, Christina, are you really gonna not do that? And it's just like, wow, like, can I even trust myself? Like, so this is something that I'm still working on, and really just trying to make sure that whatever I say to myself, that I stick to it, because that is showing me the highest respect. That is showing me the highest level of self-love by honoring the words that I tell myself. So I'm really just trying to do better at that, and 100% I'm still working on it, because I've done that so many times. Like, say, Christina, you're gonna do this, and not follow through with it. And I'm just trying to create better, you know, I'm trying to make it so, like, whatever I tell myself, I know I'm actually gonna follow through with it. So this next one has really changed everything for me, and it is finding the process and relinquishing control. And this is so crucial, guys. Like, let me just speak for me, but this has been so crucial in my life, because I think it's so natural for us to, like, hyper fixate on the end results. And when we do that, we just hyper fixate on it so much that we become discouraged when we don't see that result. And so what I've learned that has helped me immensely, just like not getting discouraged about something, is I just focus on the process. I focus on the process, and what this looks like to me is that whatever I tell myself that I want, and whatever goal that I have for myself, I literally, like, figure out processes for it. Like, let's say YouTube for an example. I used to hyper fixate on the results of YouTube. Like, if I didn't get the views that I wanted, if I didn't get the likes, whatever that I wanted, that would make me feel like what I'm doing is not working. This is so harmful, because it's gonna discourage you, and it really just made me feel like I'm not doing enough. So what I did instead, and what I'm still doing instead, is instead of focusing on the results, like, let's say I wanted like 5,000 subscribers. Instead of focusing on the amount of subscribers that I want or whatever, I focus on what am I gonna do that's gonna eventually lead me to getting that. So for me, that's just posting once a week. So as long as I'm doing that, I literally take out the idea of how many subscribers I have, because I'm doing what I said would work for me to eventually reach that goal. So I just have to, like, I've done this in multiple areas of my life, and it just is so helpful, because this is definitely something that can take time, because I think just in today's day and age, we are so, like, results oriented, and we just want to see results. And I understand that, like, it's just like our culture is, like, built upon results. But at the same time, you're not gonna reach the results that you want unless you're having those routines, you're creating those habits, you're having those processes. So just working on, like, creating processes and just really making sure that you over and over again, you just are following the process that you set for yourself. This has been such a good way for me to just stop, like, just to relinquish the control of the result, and just know that my efforts are gonna pay off for me eventually. So the next thing that I realized, and some people might disagree with me with this one, I really feel like what you feed your ears, you feed your soul. And what I mean by this is, I'm just gonna speak from my own experiences. So, and this might be different for everybody, but just for me personally, like, lately, this is what's been happening. So I've been listening, like, I always listen to music, right? I always was listening to music, and I listen to rap music, and I noticed that when I was driving, my road rage would be so bad. Like, I already have really bad road rage. Like, if you don't know that about me, like, my patience is thin, and I'm very aware of that. I have very little patience, and that's something I'm trying to work on. Anyway, so when I drive and I was listening to rap music, I was realizing that I was way more, like, my temper was shorter. And then I switched things up a little bit. I started playing Hozier, I started playing Fleetwood Mac, and that's way more upbeat music. It's way more, kind of lighthearted music, has, everything like that. So when I was playing that music, I literally felt happier. And, like, this is just me, but, like, I don't know, it was just crazy seeing how music really affected my mood. And it just made me, like, when I would listen to that when I was driving, I still did have road rage, but I was, like, happier though. Like, I was more in a good spirit, like, good spirits. So even though I still had it, it just, like, wasn't as bad. So that's so interesting to me. And now I really enjoy playing podcasts when I drive, because I just feel like it motivates me so much. Like, in the morning when I play a podcast before I go to work, it just is making me want to get to work and want to get work done and want to, like, get my life together. I don't know, it's just so motivating. So I'm really learning that, like, what you feed yourself and what you feed your spirit literally can, like you internalize it, and it kind of can impact you. It kind of can lead to, like, manifestations in your outer life. So that's just my experience, but I just think that's so interesting. So I'm like 100% way more mindful about like what I listen to, and not just what I listen to, but like what I watch for entertainment and everything like that. And I'm not saying I don't like rap anymore. Like I still listen to that in certain, like at nighttime, or like when I'm, you know, at parties and stuff like that. But I just am way more aware of the things that I listen to now. And the next one is the importance of listening to your body. This is so important because I just think that it's something that a lot of people forget to do. When I'm tired, I try to push myself even though I'm tired, and that leads to burnout. Like I realized that even when my body was telling me I needed a break, I needed a rest, I would try to override that and think that I know better than my own body. And that's just like, every time I do that, no productive work comes out of that. Like I feel like the work that I do produce when I'm tired isn't as good as it would be if I, you know, just rested first. So I'm really just starting to listen to like this, like my body. Last one is the importance of continuous learning. I feel like after college is when I actually learned the most. Like even though I spent all those years in school, like elementary, middle school, high school, whatever, college, like I feel like those are all things that are important, but I just forgot all of it. Like I personally could not tell you the Pythagorean theorem. I could not tell you any of that stuff that I learned in school. I could not tell you it. But everything that I'm learning, that I have been learning since college, like that is self-taught, is actually stuff that I retain because I actually find an interest in it. And I just think that's so interesting that like after graduating college, that's when I'm finally beginning to like understand myself better, starting to really learn different things that I personally am interested in, starting to read more books. It's like I feel free to finally like delve into the things that I find interesting and that I want to learn more about. So I would really just challenge everybody, like no matter what stage of life you're in, there's always like more opportunity just to learn whatever you want. And I would definitely encourage that because you can apply knowledge to almost every area of your life. Like honestly, the things that I learn in books are things that I apply in relationships, the things that I apply just to it on a day-to-day. And I feel like I'm learning so much right now. And the very last one is growth comes from discomfort, guys. Like I feel like people just expect to be able to become successful and become, you know, the person that they want to be without feeling discomfort, without feeling fear. And it's something that I live by, and this is very cliche, but it's like feel the fear and do it anyway. Like that's literally been like my mantra for so long now, because it's like you just gotta feel that uncomfort and just know that you feel that way because it's something that is pushing you outside your comfort zone, that is gonna lead to you being a better person and lead to you chasing the life that you want for yourself. So yeah guys, those are all the things I wanted to talk to you about. Let me know what you think, and let me know your personal growth discoveries down below. I would love to hear them. I love just sharing ideas and stuff like that. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.